Hello everyone, welcome back to the Geek Blend and welcome back to another episode of the Cantina. This is going to be the Cantina Happy Hour. It's going to be a special edition of the Cantina. We're going to do our top 5 pumpkin beers from October. I know, it's almost the end of November and we're just now doing this video. I do apologize. Right after Halloween I got sick, my wife got sick, and with Thanksgiving it's been a hell of a week, but we're finally getting this video out for you guys and we're going to get into it right now. So I've got a list pulled up here. A couple of things have moved around since the end of October. After I say the last week or so, since I've been feeling a lot better, some of the ones I've had multiple of, I've gone back and tried a couple of them. Only a couple things have switched on my list. But before we get into the top 5, I'm going to give you guys the worst that I had this year. The first one was the Blue Moon Harvest Pumpkin. It is the most bland pumpkin beer I've ever had. After having all of the different ones out there this year and all the great ones, this one is just, you might as well just put pumpkin and piss in a bottle and shake it up, because that's what you got. And it was terrible, absolutely terrible. I never will drink it again, and I will never buy it again. Unfortunately, I have a few of them left, so I'm going to give them to anybody who likes Blue Moon. I do not. The second worst, well, these are not in order, these are just the 3 worst, was the Spooky Tooth from Fathead Brewing. I'm not a fan of that one at all. It was a strong, alcohol by volume. It was 9%. And there was another one that I tried, Smashed Pumpkin by Shipyard. That was a high alcohol by volume. And that one was a lot better. This one, you could tell, had a high alcohol volume. It tasted really strong. And it overpowered the flavor. And the flavor was all over the place. It didn't know what it wanted to be. It just really didn't work at all. The flavors contradicted each other, and then the strongness of the beer, how strong it was, the alcohol volume, it just was not good at all. Absolutely avoid that one at all costs if you guys can. And third, and like I said, in no particular order, on the worst list is Pumpkin Lager by Lakeshore Brewing. It's just bland and uneventful. It's just really bland. It's like a watered down pumpkin beer. I had a friend of mine try this as well, who really doesn't have a lot of opinions about beer. He's very easy to please, and even he hated this. He told me it was really bland and it tasted really, really watered down, and he was right. It does. It tasted really watered down. Not great at all. Those 3 were terrible. Absolutely terrible. Some more than others. Looking at you, Spooky Tooth. Now let's get into the top 5. I'm going to count down from 5 to 1, so we're going to go up that ladder. A couple of these have switched places since I finished them at the end of October, and as I kind of go through them, I will let you know if they've switched places or moved around. Number 5 on the list is the PUNKUCCINO by Elysian. I read about this one quite a bit before I looked into the pumpkin beers this year, and it was one that I was like, I have to find this. And out of luck, I found the Elysian pumpkin pack, which included 3 of these, so I still have 1 left, actually, and I'm going to be able to drink that, hopefully soon. But I don't want to at the same time. It's going to sit in my fridge probably for another couple months, because I'm going to be like, I don't want to drink it. I don't want to savor it. But it's really, really good. I wish I could have found it in 6 packs and not just the pumpkin pack. But next year, I will be on the hunt again for that Elysian pumpkin pack, because almost all of them in there were phenomenal. Like really, really, really good beers. And the fact that the rest of them didn't make this top 5 will tell you how good the rest of these are. Number 4 on the list is Quaff On. Brewing's Put a Fork in It. It was their pumpkin beer, and that one, the flavor in that one exploded in your mouth once you drank it. It really worked really well together. It's just everything it said was in there. You could taste it, and I really enjoyed it quite a bit. And to tell you the truth, I didn't even know Quaff On did a pumpkin beer. The only thing besides that I've had from them is their peanut butter busted knuckle, which is really, really good. Really like that. Jason brought that over one time. Let me try that. It was fantastic. But this one I was not expecting, to be honest. I thought it was a lower price. My Build a 6-pack, where I went to get some of the other pumpkin beers, and I was like, okay, it's probably going to be one of the lower end ones. No, the flavor on this thing is remarkable, and it's just really good pumpkin beer. You could taste everything in the bottle that it said was on the bottle. It just really, all the flavors worked real well together from start to finish. I really enjoyed it. That's why it's number 4 on my list. Number 3 is the Pumpkin Sour from Jolly Pumpkin. The joke with Jolly Pumpkin is they never made a pumpkin beer, and they finally did. It is a sour, and it's really good. It was actually number 2 on the list, but it dropped down because the number 2 on the list shot above it after I'd had it again, after reviewing it the initial time. And I've had the Jolly Pumpkin Sour again as well. Opened the bottle, finished it. It's a really good beer. I think when my liquor stores around here still has some of it, I might go grab a couple more bottles because it's really fantastic. If you're a fan of sour beers, if you're a fan of pumpkin beers, it works really well. It mixes well together. The pumpkin's not overpowering, so it's not like this sour, like weird pumpkin pie taste. It's just got a very subtle but really well done flavor of pumpkin that works really well with that sour. And me and Jason were sour guys. We really enjoy sour beers. So this one was on the top of our list to try besides a couple of other things. And it was fantastic. Works really well. I would highly recommend it. Anything from Jolly Pumpkin I've had so far is actually really good. We have one more thing in the fridge from them that we haven't tried yet. So hopefully we'll get to that soon. We can try it. Number 2 on the list is the PUMPKING by Southern Tier. This was number 3, but after having it again a couple of times, it really shot up on my list. It's really close to number 1, but number 1 has not been bumped off and probably still won't be for a while. This one, it says a pumpkin pie in a glass on the bottle, and it sure as hell is right. That's what it tastes like. It is an ale, so it has a little bit of bitterness at the end, but the flavor profile in the beginning when you taste it is so good. It does taste like you took a bite out of a pumpkin pie as you're taking a drink of a beer. It's really well done. The flavors really pop together, like everything that's in that beer. That pumpkin pie, that allspice, that nutmeg, cinnamon, and that pumpkin like flavoring just really blend well together. And then that bitterness that comes in at the end of the drink, at the end of it with that aftertaste, it's just really well done. I had another one after Thanksgiving dinner yesterday, and man, it was really good. And that was just drinking out of the bottle. Drinking out of the glass is even better. And I still have a couple of those left because I did get a couple of other 4-packs of those when I did see them. They're really good. And I've still seen them around at other liquor stores in other parts of my state and other states. And I've seen them online, people talking about them. They're still available. So some of these are probably going to be available. Most of them will not. So like I said before in the October videos for the pumpkin beer reviews, if you guys want to start making a list for next year, that way when August starts to hit, you can kind of start digging and finding out when your local liquor stores get their pumpkin beers, and that way you have a list of what you want and what you want to try. That was number 2, PUMPKING by Southern Tier. And boy, is it almost the king of pumpkin beers. But number 1 on the list will not be a surprise to any of you who've watched any of the videos or any of the stuff I've done on pumpkin beers. It's the Voodoo Rangers Atomic Pumpkin. And it is fantastic. If you've ever eaten raw pumpkin, like actual pumpkin, that's what it tastes like. It has such a great pumpkin flavor, a few spices with it, and then that little hint of chilies in it to give it a little bit of a spice at the end. Not much. It's not overpowering. If you're a person who doesn't like spicy stuff that much, you'll still like this. It's really well done. The flavor on it is just something I've never had in a pumpkin beer. It really does taste like you're drinking pumpkin. It does. Like, when you think of a pumpkin beer, a lot of times you just think pumpkin pie, pumpkin spices. This tastes like actual pumpkin. Like, it's really well done. As soon as you taste it, you're like, wait a minute, this is different. This actually tastes like pumpkin. It's not just the pumpkin pie spices and the allspice and the cinnamon and the nutmeg and the pumpkin pie spices. It's actual pumpkin. It's so good. The flavor explodes in your mouth. You're like, man, I got to keep drinking this thing. And I have a ton of it. I kept seeing it at my local Meijer, and they would have it on sale all the time, so I kept buying it and buying it. I still have, I think, 3 of the 6-packs left in my fridge, so I still have a ton of this left, and I'm so happy I do, because it's one of the best things I've ever had. It's in my top 5 or top 10 beers of all time now. But this just, nobody could touch it. Pumpkin got really, really close, but then I would go back and have this one, and I'm like, no, never mind. This thing destroys every single one of them. If you guys see it out there, don't let the fact that it's got a little bit of a spiciness to it throw you off or in any way, keep you from buying it, because it's definitely worth it. I would definitely recommend it. You guys would love it. And that will do it for my top 5 pumpkin beers of 2020. Next year, during the 31 days of October, I probably won't review as many pumpkin beers like I did this year. If I see things I didn't review this year, I will. And we'll probably do some more Oktoberfest stuff next year. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed all the pumpkin beer reviews during the month of October for the 31 days of Halloween. I'm going to leave a link in the description or at the end of the video for the Cantina, and that all those videos will be on that playlist if you guys want to go check them out. There are quite a few pumpkin beer reviews for October, so if you guys want to go check them out, there's quite a bit you can watch. And I want to say again, thank you all so much for all your support during the 31 days of Halloween. It really meant a lot to me. And as I go back and look at the videos, the views keep going up and up. And I think people are just discovering it. And I'm really glad you guys enjoyed that stuff. I really am. And I'm really looking forward to doing it all again next year. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving as well. Hope you guys spent some time with your family and got to see some family and friends that you haven't seen for a while, and was able to get together and celebrate and be thankful for everything in your life. Thank you guys for watching. Links in the description below for social media, Discord, and all the ways you guys can support the channel, including becoming a channel member. If you guys want to check that out, I would appreciate that. And I want to say thank you to all my current channel supporters, whether you're a channel member, whether you do Patreon or Subscribe Star. Your names will either be scrolling below me, but they will always be at the end in the outro video. So I want to say thank you to all you guys for what you do for the channel and all of your support. It means a lot. It does. I'm Jeff. This is the Geek Blend. And remember, if you geek about it, we speak about it. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great weekend.